Okay, now next up, let's take a look at setting up our blog's general options and also the privacy settings for our WordPress blog. We'll get started here with our general options. What we can do inside our general options is we can set up our blog's title and the blog's tagline as well. We can set our date format and our time format, and there's a handful of other options that we can set here as well. Let's go take a look. I'm going to head down to the left-hand side of the screen here into Settings. Drop down that Settings menu there. And then make sure to click on General. And that'll bring you into this General Settings screen. Okay, let's get started here. So, first of all, we have our blog's title, and mine was just Jeff there. So, give me just one moment because I want to explain exactly where the blog title and the blog tagline shows up inside your live blog. I still happen to have my preview tab open inside my browser. If you don't, you can go ahead and Control or Command click on that Visit Site button there. And the blog title is showing up right here inside the header. And then below that, we have the tagline for the blog. So that's where that info is getting pulled from. So in other words, what I can do inside the back end of my blog is I can come in here and change the blog title. I'll change this to Jeff's Snazzy WordPress blog. All right, and then the tagline, I'll say blogging about software and web apps. How's that? Okay, great. Now we'll see how this plays out in just a little bit, but you want to keep your tagline pretty short and sweet. You don't want to have it too long there. Okay, let's scroll down and look at a few of the other options here. We have the WordPress URL and the blog address URL. I usually just leave these as the default. These should be your URL, and because I'm running this local host there, that's what I'm getting for mine. You can certainly change that, I suppose, if you want. And then below that, we have the email address that's assigned or associated to your WordPress blog. This is the address that's going to be used for admin purposes, like new user notification, your comments, and so on. And then below that, we have membership. Anyone can register. We can certainly set that. And then we can also set the new user default role. Remember, we talked about this not too long ago when we were setting up those new accounts. So we have subscriber, administrator, editor, author, and contributor. So by default, anyone who creates a new account on my WordPress blog would be created as a subscriber. Okay, now next up what we can do is we can set up our time zone for our blog right here. And this always causes a little bit of confusion here. WordPress uses Universal Time, or UTC. And time zones around the world are expressed as either positive or negative offsets from the UTC. So it's always going to be some kind of a UTC value. So, for example, if you're on the West Coast, you would be on Pacific Time. This, of course, is in North America. So your UTC value would be UTC minus 8, right? Now, I'm on Eastern Time. I'm on Toronto and New York time. So I'm actually UTC minus 5. So I would go and find that out of the list here. Now, if you're not sure what your UTC code would be, a quick Google search will tell you. So anyway, hopefully all good there. All right, below that, we have our date format. So we can express that as the actual month spelled out there, February 24th, 2010, or we can get into the year, month, and then day, or month, day, year, and so on and so on. You can even come in here and customize a date using custom PHP values if you wish. But I always leave the default there. It's sort of the full date. That's just kind of the way I like to do it. But in any regard, below that, we have the time format as well. You can certainly set that up as you wish, again, using some custom values. And then our week starts on which day of the week. I usually just leave the default there, Monday. Now, once again, don't forget, click on Save Changes to lock in your custom settings here inside the General Settings screen. Hopefully all good. A few other quick settings that I want to show you now related to your privacy options. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit here, and underneath Settings, we have Privacy. Go ahead and turn on your privacy screen there. Go ahead and head into that screen there. Blog visibility. By default, I want my blog to be visible to everyone, including search engines like Google and Bing and Technorati and archivers. Or I want my blog to block search engines but allow normal visitors. So that's entirely up to you. Perhaps for whatever reason you want to block those search engines so you're not getting traffic from the search engines, but I usually leave the default here. I want my blog to be visible to the entire public, meaning all users and all archivers and all search engines. All right, make sure you save your changes there.